Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and holy guacamole is this one a doozy. So this is a list from Patreon patron Eric, and Eric has sent me Advisor Tribal. So the core of this deck is Persistent Petitioners. You'll notice there are 7 copies in my deck, which is not something I've ever said about a non-land card before, but you're allowed to have any number of them. Blue and 1, Human Advisor, 1 tap, target player mills a card. Tap 4 advisors you control, target player mills 12. So the goal here is to get 4 advisors into play and just yeet your opponent's deck into the bin forever. So in order to support that, we have filled a deck with advisors. Tomic, Distinguished Advocate, Human Advisor, also has legacy relevant text. Lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be target of spells or abilities your opponents control. No Wasteland, no Life from the Loam, no Thespian Stage, no Vampire Hexmage. Forget about it. This is pretty good, actually. Unsettled Mariner. Whenever a permanent you control becomes target of spell or ability, force spike it. Powerful stuff. Gadok Teague, legacy playable card. Imperial Recruiter has seen legacy play before. Camball, Council of Allocation. Pretty powerful against anyone who's trying to cast spells. Leovold, obviously legacy staple. Newcomer to the pile here. Realm Walker. So Realm Walker is brand new out of Kaldheim. It's a changeling, and you choose a type when it comes into play, and you can look at the top card of your deck and cast it if it has that creature type. So we choose Advisor, and good to go. Masked Vandal. This is the new Disenchant effect, ETB Disenchant effect, but this one is an Advisor. And to tie the room together, I added 3 Metallic Mimics, because it's not an advisor on the front, but once it comes into play, you can choose advisor and it becomes advisor. And it also gives you a reasonable backup plan. It makes your future advisors enter the battlefield with +1/+1 counters on them. The list Eric sent me originally was kind of a split, like, humans advisor deck. Like, it had Thalia's in the main, and it had Kethis, the hidden hand, and just like the creature types didn't line up. And if you're relying on Unclaimed Territory and Cavern of Souls to cast all your spells, like, the problem with a deck like that is if you name human on Cavern to cast your Thalia, that sets you back a full turn on Gadok Teague or Leovold, or it just didn't quite overlap well enough. Like, Kethis is a color non-human, so you really need just about every card in the deck to be the same creature type for this to function. So I chose to put Noble Hierarch in the deck as the lone non-advisor creature in the main deck, because I think that jumping ahead on mana is important enough. Between Noble Hierarch and Aether Vial, I want to have some sort of mana cheating effect on turn 1 as often as possible. And what I ended up doing with the sideboard was filling it with humans, basically, Thalia and Meddling Mage. Because if I board out the non-human advisors, like Leovold and Gadok Teague, I think that's actually it. Everything else here is a human, so I can pivot into humans and still have all my mana post-board. So we'll see how that goes. I am excited to try this. This was a delightful deck-building exercise, and I spent a lot of time on Scryfall looking at humans and advisors and changelings, and at one point I searched by choose a creature type, and that's where I found Metallic Mimic. I was thinking Adaptive Automaton, but this is just a slightly sleeker version of the same card. So I'm stoked to try this. Let's see if it works. It's going to be wild. And Eric, thank you for this. Let's hope we can do you proud. And I'm on the draw in the first round. This might be the first time anyone's ever drawn a hand with Advisor Tribal and Legacy. And it has Noble Hierarch. I have a turn 2 Camball here. I'm about to get Chalice of the Voided, so maybe I don't.
So I can cavern my hierarch just to pull ahead here, or I could just waste them and see what happens. I'm actually into that. So if they just like have a land and play it, it'll be like the same thing as if I played Noble Hierarch and we'll just play that turn cycle again, or they might just fail now. Okay, so this looks like it's Urza Echo. The decks that play Chalice and Lotus Petal are pretty slim. All right, Camball is probably going to be pretty solid in this matchup. He is also a human, so I can still put him through the cavern. All right, let's do this thing. Oh, they're going for it. Oh, Hull Breacher. Okay. Leovold is tricky because this is the thing I talked about where if I put Cavern on human, then Leovold is a 4-drop. But I think that is necessary. Human. And Chalice will trigger, but I don't care. Let's just hope they don't echo me now. But I think if they could have done that, they would have done it on their turn. Defense grid. All right, they're digging in over there. So it's time to allocate some stuff. Ooh, Caracas is pretty good in this matchup if they end up with Urza, but I guess it's actually not actually. Never mind, I take it all back because bouncing Urza is bad. So, Ancient Ziggurat, cast Camball, so white, black. I'm a cop, you idiot. Alright, let's see if they can beat Camball. And I still don't want to get echoed here, but it's going to be a lot less bad if I have Camball. That's at least a plan that I can execute. And I can cast Leovold this turn. Oh yeah. Okay, so Unclaimed Territory is going to name Advisor. Alright, it's officially happening. We've named our first Advisor. So, blue, black, green. Must cast an Advisor spell. So this one can be countered, but it was not. If I attack with Camball, I get to eat Hull Breacher. I think this is worth doing. Yeah, otherwise, let's at least do some damage. Okay, cool. So, Urza actually fucks me up pretty good. Wow! Wow, wow, wow. Undefeated. Advisor's too good. Okay, so this is actually a matchup where the entire sideboard is going to come in. Graveyard Hate matters, Chalice is good, Meddling Mage Thalia, they're all good. So, time to make the full pivot. Here are 15 cards. So, the non-human advisors probably have to go. Though Gaddock's really good. Shit. Alright, so let me see how this actually looks. I get rid of these. Maybe I should be cutting persistent petitioners and just focusing on prisoning them. Like I can leave a few in to combo with later. Realm Walker's pretty good. Metallic Mimic is not a human or an advisor, but it is an artifact, so it can be cast either way. They are something of a Karn deck, so Aether Vial might be suboptimal. Maybe I want to go even lower on Persistent Petitioners, especially because they're a deck that uses their graveyard. And I have the 4 Imperial Recruiters to go find them. Maybe I need 2 so I can actually win the game somehow. So what's left here? Is it just Aether Vials? They are a Chalice of the Void deck, so Aether Vial on the draw gets a little questionable. Okay. Now I've boarded out too many cards. I think Gaddock Teague is powerful enough that I want it, even if it's not a human. Okay, so the human / spell pivot, let's see how this goes. Is Leovold something I want to stretch the mana for? I think the answer is no. Yeah, we're just going to have to go to Prison Town. This is so crazy. I just boarded in 15 cards after winning a game. Keep. Leyline. So Caracas is pretty dope. If they have like a turn 1 Emery, I can send it to the Shadow Realm. And Emery's not even good right now because of the way that this has worked. I probably just want to play this Caracas. Or do I want to hide the Caracas and just play Ancient Zig? Or I could also just Cavern on Human. This is pretty close, actually. Right, I'm just going to play Ancient Ziggurat. It doesn't bluff any spells, but they should probably know that I don't actually have any spells. I considered Collector Oof for the sideboard, which would be insane on this board, but also it's one of those things that you just can't cast. All right, so on Human this time. Now we're a Human deck. No Feel Bads here. Uncounterable creature, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Uncounterable, Camball is coming down next turn. Oh my god. Undefeated with advisors, and easily too. On to the next round. And I'm on the draw in round 2. Am I ready to go all in on Aether Vial? This is tough because Forest doesn't cast most of my things. I'm going to keep it. Who am I if I'm not ready to keep an Aether Vial hand? Land. Alright, we drew Cavern. That's absolutely fucking bonkers. So I can bluff that I'm one thing, leading with Forest. And then I can just be something else. Like, if I name Cavern on Advisor, just turn 1. Are we going to die to some combo? Who brainstorms in the end step with a Tundra deck? That's usually correct to do if you're a combo deck that's just missing one piece. And it's usually wrong to do in most other situations. Put a counter on that. Draw. Alright, here we go. Cavern on Advisor. Metallic Mimic also on Advisor. Get a little screenshot of this bad boy. Oh my god. If they don't cast Show and Tell and kill me right now, this is gonna get weird. Alright, so there's as good a chance that they're Show and Tell as there is that there are anything normal. Like, this could be some like Bant Uro deck, or we could just be going off. If they cast Show and Tell, I'll put in Leovold and just hope that that buys me some time, but I'm sure it won't. A land, any non-wasteland land casts Leovold. Forest does cast Leovold. Forest casts Realm Walker. I want to use Aether Vial to put in Unsettled Mariner as soon as possible, because that is a powerful card to have in play. I don't think they attack here. Nope. Didn't think so. Yes. There was another land that doesn't cast Leovold. I lied to you. I've betrayed you. Okay, so Caracas can come into play. I'm gonna just get Unsettled Mariner in right now. That makes most things a lot easier. And I'm gonna name Advisor again with this. And if I can Vial in Leovold in the future, that's gonna be really exciting. I'm actually not going to attack with Metallic Mimic because I don't want to trade, and next turn I can start milling for 12. Wow, it would be great to Vial in Leovold in response to that Brainstorm. There's going to be a lot of wild screenshots from this league. Oh no. That's certainly a card you can have. Alright, whatever. I can Vial in Leovold and protect it with Caracas starting next turn. Plus jam Persistent Petitioners. Oh no, Teferi. Fuck you. Okay. This actually seems like a nightmare matchup. We went from like Bant reasonable to Bant unbeatable. I cannot. Remember when I said only Wasteland doesn't cast this card? It turns out that just like several, many cards in the deck don't cast this card. Do they have the Force of Will this time? Do they care about the Force of Will? All important questions. All right, Force of Negation has hit. All right, Persistent Petitioners, you're up. And that Terminus. That was the whole game. This is exactly the kind of deck that's going to be like horrific to play against and probably not going to be beatable at all. My Petitioners. Can I get Leovold into play, please? Apparently not. I also don't have 2 blue mana. So I could draw a card, see where that goes. I guess I should draw the card with Caracas. Yeah. Draw a card with Caracas. If I find a blue or black source... Nope. Alright. The wheels are off. Getting stomped by a control deck. Yeah, awkward mana not helping here. If I could double spell at any point, would have been nice, but that didn't happen. The Leovold coming down, I could have been like 2 or 3 cards up by now, but instead I'm not. Wow, imagine if I had Persistent Petitioners that could have milled the Terminus. Like they Brainstorm and then I just blast it. This looks familiar. We did this already. So I think I want to cast my Petitioners, or do I cast Mariner? What is most likely to double spell in the future? Yeah, I guess I'll get the Mariner into play. So they don't have 3 snow permanents, so I could attack Teferi. Just take a little pressure off. Alright, no I can't. Mill you. Gotcha. That might help them. They're probably in Uro deck, but I'm still gonna do it. Get out of here. Alright, so Unsettled Mariner's in play now. They can pay the extra for the plow. Honestly, I'd feel good about this game if Jace wasn't in play, but of course it is. And I would still actually feel fine about this game if I could get Leovold into play, which of course I can't. Yeah, drawing a black source, or a missing color source, blue or black source, getting Leovold, uncounterable Leovold on the stack, protecting it with Caracas. That's a pretty huge deal. Alright, it's less good now. Force of Will doesn't matter. Oh my god. Advisor, yes. Blue, black, or green, black, blue. Alright, summon Leovold. I can draw one card a turn. So if they answer it on their turn, alright, so I still get to do this for a while. Can't draw extra cards. Fucking Narset came down. One turn. Too early. This Jace is going to bury me. Though I am going to make them work through this Leopold. If I can somehow maneuver this, like this uncounterable, unkillable Leovold, this is quite the engine I have online here. And if I can somehow maneuver this game to a place where I can just like mill them once or twice, I could take over. As insane as that sounds, given the board state now, like it's not that bad. And Teferi can bounce their own Snapcaster. They're at that stage of the game. It's pretty exciting for them. Sucks for me. Maybe they'll just deck themselves by accident. Just draw too many cards and then lose. Feel free to fast forward the video to game 2 though, if you don't want to see me struggling here. The strength of Leovold, I gotta say. They have 3 Planeswalkers, Sylvan Library, and they've cast a zillion cantrips, and I still somehow have a pretty solid engine online. The Metallic Mimic, can't play that. And they have to keep answering Leovold on my turn, or else I get extra cards out of him. How many plows do you play? Stop it. Alright, there's their 4th plow of this match. Though now that I know what they're doing, I can I was just yeeting cards onto the board for the first 3 turns of this game, like crazy strong start, and then just ran straight into Terminus. So now that I know how I have to play this, things will be a little different. Mystic Sanctuary, Regrowing Plow. Okay. And Teferi's going to draw the plow. I wonder if they have any sort of engine with the Mystic Sanctuary, like any way to bounce it. I'm sure they don't have days, but is there like one Cryptic Command in this deck? Or Tragic Lesson? That doesn't help. I could keep doing this, or I could take a turn off to play 2 other things. Yeah, maybe I have to pivot into double spelling. Just try to overload the advisors. So between Teferi and Jace, they can figure this out. Oh, you gonna Terminus this board? I don't even mind that. Huh, interesting. Yeah, that's fine. That was a really aggressive Terminus. Like with Teferi's Plus, they could have just drawn that Terminus and waited for me to do anything. Like, let me commit the Leovold as well. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. They're pretty far ahead. But it was interesting that they were that aggressive about it. Teferi's up to 7. No big deal. This Leovold is no joke. Let's just keep doing this because it keeps working. Or they are still on the defense even after all of this overwhelming advantage. That's all they really need though is an Entreat the Angels, and we're out of here. Or a second plow. Well, Council's Judgment and Instant Speed. Hot. Okay, they have answered Leovold. Now it's time to start double spelling. I don't know what I have to do now. Now I just lose probably. Or I can draw another Leovold. That Leovold was a plow, Council's Judgment. It was a 4-for-1. Unfortunately, they're way farther ahead than that matters. So if their win condition is Uro, I have Caracas that can control that. And there might be some world where I run them out of win conditions. If they don't start plussing Jace soon, there's probably an Entreat the Angels somewhere. Yeah, I mean, they have choices. Lots of stuff they can do. Only 19 cards left in that deck, though. I'm way ahead on deck points. Alright, so another Advisor. Blue. And might as well tap the green. It's not hurting anyone. Do I commit the second one into a Terminus? Yeah, I mean, it's not getting any better in my hand. Actually, maybe it is better in my hand. There's, like, I don't want to turn on their counterspells by casting a spell with not Cavern. And next turn I can Cavern this in. And realistically, I've been joking about it, but if I can get some, like, just nickel and dime mills in, we might be able to run them out of win cons. Or, like, deck them before they realize how bad it's gotten. You have a second Mystic Sanctuary. Do you have any lands left at all? There is a forest left. All right. Boing. Is it Uro time? There he is. All right, Uro's doing Uro stuff. I'm not even going to Wasteland because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to Caracas Uro. And I'm going to draw a card in the end step with a Rising Canopy. You get 1 card a turn with Narset. Hull Breacher is you never get cards. So I could Wasteland their Trop right now and take them off Uro, as far as I know. So yeah, I'll do that. If they want to give me that window, I'll take it. Whoops. So maybe with the Caracas, they just aren't messing with it. Let's hope they don't also have Hull Breacher. Oh. It's time to be persistent about our petitioning. I actually still think that playing around this Force of Will, like not giving them any target for their counter magic, makes sense. That's funny. Swords to Plowshares, you got me. So they can Uro now, but I have the Caracas. If they play a back to basics, they can lock it out for a turn. 12 cards left in their deck. Oh, they've started Fate Sealing. They figured out they have to win this game somehow. Bummer. I really enjoyed just watching them spin their wheels. They bottomed a card. Interesting. Like, what are you even scared of here? I wonder if it's Leovold again. Alright, between Jace and the 3 power, and they probably can clock me. Yikes. They're getting Council's Judgment. Okay. Council's Judgment is in their hand, or on top of their deck. Oh. Put it in my veins. Though, Realm Walker is the kind of thing I want to follow up with. Petitioner. I'll double spell now. Petitioner. They can counter it, it's fine. If they even care, if they want to, if it matters, I don't know. Your call. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid all these turns, but the 1/3 does block Snapcaster Mage like a boss. And Realm Walker can pop the fuck off, I hope. Though the instant speed Council's Judgment is a bit of a bummer. So if they want to use it on Petitioners, that leaves me with Realm Walker. Yep, just being aggressive as fuck. Are you even going for Uro? Nope. Another unclaimed territory, so I'll name Advisor, then I'll cast this one. Name Advisor for this and just try to get another spell off it real quick. Yes. We're going off. Oh, another Advisor. This has been a lot of fun. I'm not going to win, but boy, have I had a good time. And Campbell, they probably have to bottom also, though Teferi is in bounce mode again. Okay, so they're probably going to bottom Campbell. Did they just... Yep. They bottomed Campbell, and then there's another one there. Teferi. 10 cards left in their deck. This Teferi is a huge beating, because now they can deal with Campbell without casting a spell. But they don't know I have Campbell in hand. Alright, Advisor again. Yep, casting this off the deck. Right, my top card is Ancient Zig. They're going to leave that with Jace. What an adventure this has been. Oh, 8 cards left in their deck. Or is it 9? I can't tell. I think it's 9. So Jace can bounce Campbell. Yeah, I think, yeah, Teferi's definitely going to bounce Realm Walker here. Jace will leave Ancient Zig on top. The good news is I can Cannonball through the cavern, then play Realm Walker, and if they want to counter it, it's going to drain them for 2, and that buys me another turn. They know about that. Alright. Officer John Cannonball. Black. Colorless. And I can protect this with Caracas. Wee. Advisor Tribal. So they have to cast a spell if they want to bounce both of these. Like Jace can minus on one of them, but I have a 2/3 that can block. Bad news is Aether Vial is a bad draw. The good news is I still have Realm Walker. Boing. Oh, they have 7 cards left in their deck right now. Backup Jace. Wow, that's aggressive. They're gonna just put me to 1 and chuck their Jace in the bin. I guess that locks in the victory, because I'm drawing Aether Vial, and they're gonna put me to 1, and they have a flyer and another bounce effect. So yeah, that does work. Gets the job done. Campbell's back. Advisor. Maybe I should name Human, but I can't cast it. So yeah, I'll name Advisor. Alright, so they win this game. Nothing is out of my range now. If I can 5-0 with Advisors, I will run the clock into the ground. They have 6 cards left in their deck, 11 minutes left on their clock. Now let's slow this down. Alright, so I'm not going to run into Terminus again. What can I do about that? So Chalice on 1 is actually pretty big in this matchup. Meddling Mage can name Terminus. Is the Advisor deck or the Human deck actually better here? Persistent Petitioners is both. And I actually think milling them out is a reasonable win con. Like, they won that game with 6 cards left in their deck, and I milled for 1 with Petitioners 1 time. So that is worth noting. I don't like Metallic Mimic here, because that encourages me to overextend, and I don't think cheesing out victories in combat is how I'm going to win this game. So do I want to start bringing in Thalias or Meddling Mages? I don't want Ley Lines, even though they did have Mystic Sanctuaries and Uro. That's not my plan to beat those cards. Aether Vial's pretty important. Maybe I can cut Noble Hierarch, because they showed me Terminus, and that encourages overextending. Same reason I don't like Metallic Mimic. So, do I want 4 Thalia? Do I want to max out on Thalia or Meddling Mage first? And then, what am I cutting if I'm not doing the whole thing? So, Gaddock Teague stops Terminus, Jace, and Force of Will. Yeah, Aether Vial really ties this room together. Atomic doesn't matter a whole lot. It's just a 2/3 flyer. And they are a Ice Vein Coatl deck. Realm Walker was insane, honestly. Like, for real. Absolutely bonkers. And I think I want max Petitioners. Maybe this is too many Thalias. Just gotta cut something here. Okay, here's my deck. Big sideboard, pivot. Now I'm humans. I would like to play first. I'll keep. I am gonna Cavern on Advisor, and I'll deal with Meddling Mage later, but 4 of my 5 creatures are advisors. Maybe I'll unclaim territory on Advisor first. They have Back to Basics, which they probably do post-board. I'm in a lot of trouble, but I am much more interested in playing advisors, and I don't have basic lands to play around it, so it doesn't matter. So this one I will also name advisor with. White, blue, nice Swords to Plowshares you left up. Splat, that's why we did it like that. Please play an on-basic land. Let me waste you. Oh, yeah. That's dirty. So I'm gonna attack, or I'll play Wasteland, and then I'll attack. If they don't plow during attacks, then I'll Wasteland at end of combat. So that'll make them plow now or never. Yeah, so I'm not going to let them get my... All right, now they can't plow. That rules. I'm going to play Teague. I'm going to hope they tuck a Terminus here and then just blow them the fuck out with Teague. White, green. All right, let's hope they put Terminus on top. Can't force, can't plow. Can't Terminus. Oh, that rules. Another Wasteland. That doesn't help. It does cast Imperial Recruiter, though. I'm not gonna attack with Gaddock Teague into Snapcaster Mage. I'll offer the Unsettled Mariner, though. I'm okay trading off that one for one, but Teague is doing a lot more work here. All right, let's hope they don't have Back to Basics. And next turn I can mill them for 12. So I think I want Campbell. No, maybe Realm Walker is just always the pick here. Just keep the gas flowing. Yeah, I'll grab Realm Walker. So they still can't Terminus. They can plow end step and then Terminus. Okay. Teague is unlocked. Now they can set up. Well, there's that. I'm in trouble. That's the thing I said you couldn't have. Yeah, I mean, that's a weakness of decks like this. I wasted them. I played my cards that countered their cards as well as I could, but Back to Basics is a powerful tool if you build your deck full of basic lands. As you know, if you watch my channel, I am a big fan of basic lands. How do I win this game now? I don't think that I do. I would have to draw 3 more lands and get 2 more advisors into play and then mill them out, which doesn't seem likely. And now Icefang Coatl trades off. Yeah, they got where they needed to go, even with the blowout on that Terminus that I'm sure they have in their hand. Masked Vandal is in my deck, so that is my out. I'm just going to keep attacking now. They don't have Coatl mana. They blow Engineered Explosives. They take 1. Yeah, I mean, I guess them just, like, dying in combat to what I already have in play is a possible out as well. Maybe I should have used my Recruiter just to find Masked Vandal proactively, in case they had back to basics. Is that... I'm trying to figure out if I'm results-oriented thinking, or if that's actually a smart heads-up play. Alright, that's bad. So now I have no clock. I have to draw a Masked Vandal and it has to resolve, basically. I cannot afford to cast any card that's not Masked Vandal. I will also take my sweet time. If they present a reasonable clock, I'll concede, but if they spin their wheels for a while and they're in danger of timing out, I will let them. Jace, that's a pretty good clock. Yep, unfortunately, still not a Masked Vandal. And I'll go to clean up and discard before I just cast some random card. Alright, they're brainstorming. I mean, they have plenty of time, and they've won this game. Let's just see if they figure out that they need to clock me soon enough. Alright, Cavern on Advisor. So now the Masked Vandal's gonna resolve if I find it. If I keep hitting land drops, I can eventually search for it with Imperial Recruiter. Oh, what a weird game that I still like technically have an out, even though it's slim. Alright, Jace is Fate Sealing now. It's kind of cool though, because what would they bottom? Is it the Masked Vandal? Why would they send any card to the bottom in this spot? So, what I was about to say is that it's cool that they probably think lands are bad and that they want to bottom them. Or that they want to leave lands on top. Is what I meant to say, but I said the opposite thing. They're sending things to the bottom. Weird. I don't understand. So Cavern of Souls, well, Masked Vandal is my best draw. Cavern of Souls is my second best draw. They might have a second back to basics though, which would blow me out. Aether Vial, wow. What a tease. Oh, they have Teferi in play. This isn't a tease, it's just bad. Never mind. Yeah, I'm just going to discard Aether Vial. That card had its chance to be useful this match, and it didn't happen. Yeah, Jace being at 9, I'm running out of time to do anything. But they left a card on top. So did they give me the land I'm looking for, or is it like Aether Vial? They gave me a backup Recruiter. They already knew about I had one of those. Alright, now the clock's getting faster. I basically just like need them to fuck up. I'm gonna discard the new art Recruiter and keep the old one. Yeah, I need them to misunderstand the priority, and it has to happen this turn. Alright, they bottomed a card. I'm live to draw Vandal or Cavern. So at this point, I have to assume their hand is full of counterspells. So Cavern off the top. Let's go. Trying to do a 3-outer. That's not it. Shit. So I guess I'll just play Recruiter. Make it uncounterable, because I have to. Whoa. I almost hit done. Failed to find. Alright, let's grab Masked Vandal. And hope that we draw Cavern of Souls. I guess it doesn't even matter. They get to ultimate Jace this turn. Okay, doesn't matter. You're not going to mess it up. You're not going to time out. Alright, really tough matchup there. Terminus in the main deck, like actual sweepers. This deck can play 1-for-1, but actual sweepers backed by a lock piece like Back to Basics, no bueno. So we're not going to 5-0 with advisors, but we can still 4-1. Let's go. And on the draw for round 3, I'm going to keep this hand. We're playing against Mextortion, who I know he's into Delver and Doomsday. Like, both of them are things that he likes. So let's see. Underground Sea. Yeah. Good luck with this one. I'm gonna waste him. Like, it doesn't even matter what he takes. He's getting wasted. It's funny because we know each other. He's also a legacy content creator. Hopefully he can appreciate what's going on here. The persistent petitioners gives it away. This is a smoking gun. This could be humans, like reasonably like a weird build of humans, except for this. This is very obviously advisor tribal. Yep. Said in chat, he feels like he's about to be given some advice. Alright, the advice is don't bother thought seizing this deck. The cards are all bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna waste here. If you got anything, like, there's a good chance that messes up his plan. Oh, kept a 1-lander. There's some advice. Don't keep 1-landers. Alright, so this is probably... I guess it could still be Delver. Doomsday and Delver both keep 1-landers, and it's not a huge deal. Like, Thoughtseize into Ritual Doomsday is a perfectly reasonable keep. Oh no! I drew a second Petitioner. You could get 2 cards here. Okay, name Tomic. Dodged on the double. He made the mistake of naming the real legacy card. Alright, advisor. The recruiter. I think I'm going to double spell next turn, assuming I get a next turn. Doing the Hierarch plus Petitioners seems better than recruiting. That sets up more explosive future turns. This could still be Delver or Doomsday. Alright, it's starting to look like Grixis Delver to me. Though, Max is a brewer. Cabal Therapy, that either goes with Young Pyromancer or Arclight Phoenix. This could be a Phoenix deck. Hierarch. Go get him. Get in for 2. Then I'll play my other advisor. It could get dazed. Doesn't matter. I have a 1-3 in play. I'm ready to beat down. So the possibility still remains that I just get combo killed at any point. Though if this is a fair deck, I feel pretty good about it. I am confident it's not Grixis Control. That deck would not play Cabal Therapy, and he also wouldn't keep a one-lander. I think that Arclight Phoenix is a pretty likely pivot here. Like, this could be Ritual Buried Alive. Alright, it's not Ritual Buried Alive. It's more cantripping. Right, if I draw a land, I can get 2 advisors into play. There's no 1-drop advisors in my deck, unfortunately. I considered it. There's a number of changelings that are 1-drops, but those don't stand alone as magic cards, so I didn't want to play them. Oh no. Good, get Arclights into play right now. Here it comes. Oh, Thoughtseize. I'm fine with that. So, any advisor is good here. Shit. Alright, so is milling him or attacking him a better plan? Attacking is definitely a better plan. Noble Hierarch, the one not advisor in the deck. So I can cast this and just not do the thing. I'm going to play this. Oh, I did that wrong. Now I can't mill and activate Horizon Canopy. Yeah, I just sequenced that badly. If I just play Ancient Ziggurat, play Masked Vandal, then I get to do everything. But instead I get to do nothing. Could get Stifled or Hull Breachered. Alright, bolting that is pretty interesting. Alright, don't Hull Breacher me. Oh yeah. We're in business now. Yes, there are 4 advisors in play. So I'm going to save the mill for the end step because I don't want to accidentally give him resources. All right, let's go. This is my favorite thing right now. Splat. All right, Dark Ritual Buried Alive. Yes, this is a Phoenix deck. Confirmed. All right, so now I can mill 13 cards because I have 4 advisors plus 1 mana. Oh, this is so much fun. All right, I mean, he's on a 2-turn clock here, or 1 turn really. I mill 13, untap mill 13, and he has no deck. Bang. Arclight Phoenix. Let's get another one. How persistent can our petitions be? All right, so activate this one, mill you. Oh, this is great. Gentlemen's agreements are for suckers. All right, let's look at this deck. The whole deck is in the graveyard. I don't see any way out of this. Okay, onto the sideboard. We are playing against Grixis Arclight Phoenix. This is a Leyland of the Void deck, for sure. It is a Chalice of the Void deck, for sure. Thalia's good, but I also don't care that much. Like, I don't know if I want to get off Advisors to play Thalia. Because Campbell's insane. Gaddock Teague does close to nothing, so Teague's out. Metallic Mimic is medium, but we can pound pretty hard with in the red zone. So curving out seems like a reasonable thing to do. A Noble Hierarch, very good. Aether Vial, very good. Cheating on mana against decks like this. Though maybe Aether Vial's not where I want to be. If they're going to have an explosive combo potential, Aether Vial arriving too late is no good. And Chalice of the Void is a non-bow with Aether Vial. Maybe Vandal. Do I want to play around him having Blood Moon? I saw no basic lands in game 1. Or no, I did see basics. I definitely saw at least one Swamp Mill buy. But playing Blood Moon in a Grixis deck, it's insanity. I wouldn't put it past him, but it is still insanity. I think this is the deck I want to present. Okay, let's do it. There are problems with this hand. The Wasteland is basically always going to be bad in the opener because it doesn't make mana, meaningful mana, and there's no 5-color land. I might keep this with a 5-color land, but as is, I have to ship it. Oh. Yeah, I'll try this, whatever. This isn't exactly where I want to be, but it's not the worst. Hopefully, he's all in on a graveyard plan. Just gotta draw a couple of... Oh wow, Lotus Petal Preordain. That's interesting. Gotta draw a green source. Yeah, I'm hoping basically that... What do you even name? Noble Hierarch? Name Persistent Petitioners. Yep, you got one. Oh, you gonna surgical the rest of them? That would be exciting. I guess there's pretty good odds to hit one of those. That's why I bought him the second one, by the way. When I kept my 7, I bought him to Petitioners, because exposure to therapy is not necessary. Typical man. Men will do anything to avoid therapy. That's the meme, right? So a hand that goes Lotus Petal Preordain Basic Swamp, I suspect he did have turn 1 Arclights and the Leyline shut it down. Though I'm not exactly doing well here. Cavern of Souls. Or the hardest possible card in my deck to cast. Samesies. Oh yeah. Do I name Advisor? I think I have to. Sorry, Noble Hierarch. I'm not gonna give up a land to expose an X1 creature to the Grixis deck. I can start milling one card at a time. Alright, so he knows about these 3, I think. Yeah, alright. Officer John Campbell is gone. Land? Yes. Advisor. Blue. I need blue mana here. Blue, white. Do I attack or do I mill? I think I should attack. No, I'm gonna mill. Fuck it. the 48 turn clock versus the 20 turn clock is a tough choice to make. There goes a phoenix. See you later. Buried alive. Oh, yes. This turn I'm going to attack with both. Then search my deck for something. Something that makes 4 advisors. Okay, so what do we got here? Petitioners, Metallic Mimic, Chemball is very good. Any of these could line up poorly. I'm going to get the Realm Walker. That's the card advantage. Unfortunately, Cabal Therapy just... Ah! Ah! Whoops. Unsettled Mariner. Unsettled opponent, more like. Now it's time to die in 12-point chunks. Alright, name advisor. Begin the mill engine. I am not playing right now. This is serious Magic. Dark Confidant, sure. A little late. Alright, we can finally cast Leovold. Green, blue, black, Leovold. Alright, so I can mill for 13 now. Definitely not attacking. And Bob even mills him faster. Uh-oh. Do you Plague Engineer? That actually doesn't even matter. Oh, this rule's so hard. It's like Pyroclasm? What do you got? What's happening? Can it beat Unsettled Mariner? But so far that card's been unbeatable. Hope it's not like a Pyroclasm. Alright, Lightning Bolt targeting what? Bolt is targeting Petitioners. I would like to draw an extra card, thank you. Gonna pay the extra mana? Yes, okay. So I can actually mill myself. I'm gonna mill him first. And I think I want to mill myself because I don't actually want to draw Cavern of Souls. While controlling my own library here. That's a lot of fun. Alright, now we're gonna have to attack. The life points, deck points plan is on hold. Life points plan coming back. Do you attack? No, you gotta hold back your blocks. Metallic Mimic. Oh, not an advisor in the deck. Is an advisor once it gets into play, though. I'll Wasteland now while he only has 1 mana. So I could Horizon Canopy to draw, or I could just play a second Realm Walker. I think I should attack with everything that isn't Unsettled Mariner first. I don't want to give him a trade. Though I think removing Dark Confidant from play might be worth just the general. Like, how is anyone going to win or lose this game at this point? Alright, so Advisor. Alright, let's walk the realms again, and then I'm going to play the Hierarch as well. Advisor Tribal. I think we're about to win the game. So that's a Brainstorm when I have Leovold and there's no blue mana. Yeah, these ley lines did the whole thing here. All Thoughtseize. Crazy Thoughtseize value. I get to draw a card and it gets countered. Alright, GG's. Crushed. Alright, I'm on the play for the first time in round 4. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan. Doesn't do anything. This is just as bad. Okay. We can keep... Oh no, there's still only one land in this hand. This sucks. I play 22 lands in this deck, plus Aether Vial and Noble Hierarch, which is more mana sources than I play in my control decks. Just saying. Okay, so gotta ship 2 of these. I think Masked Vandal and Kembal are probably... Kembal is more castable than Leovold, but Leovold's better. Alright, I'll keep Kembal. I'm gonna need a land off the top regardless. I can't wait to play Unclaimed Territory on Advisor and then concede when I don't draw my second land. Or just get wasted right now. Alright, land off the top, please. Bloodstained Mire into Underground Sea Ponder feels like a combo deck, and Tendrils cannot beat Unsettled Mariner. God damn it. These mulligans. What's the play? Alright, well, they're not a Tendrils deck. Oh, better late than never. Thanks for showing up. All right, let's marinate. I want to start making life hard. Tax the rich. You're not going to Kolaghan's Command me like this. Pretty sure they have to pay twice for Kolaghan's Command because it has 2 instances of the word target on it. Like if they shock this and make me discard, I think they have to pay 1 twice. Alright, so these Strixes... Alright, this looks like Grixis control at this point. Basic lands. Bloodstained... Yeah, the land configuration definitely looks Grixis control-y. Blue, white. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep putting these into play. Protect the future relevant cards. Wow, people are into end-step brainstorms these days. I think are they trying to stick Jace? Like, what's going on here? Any removal spell costs 2 extra now. Maybe they'll just Hymn to Tarak me. Oh, I guess now they can pay for it. So Hymn to Tarak and pay for both is kind of a beating. But it also kind of doesn't matter. I hope I just draw Cavern of Souls. That would be great. Or if they just like Snap Ponder right now. I think a long game favors me with the mill strat. Somehow. Alright, no plays, no attacks. Cavern. Shit. Alright. Alright, let's advise. Is this worth a Force of Will? You can't force him negation. If you have actual counterspell, probably worth it. Alright, advisor. So, what are they doing here? Like a fatal push with 1,000,000 extra mana? Yeah, alright. So that probably slowed them down quite a bit, even though it sucks that it didn't slow them down enough for me to find the land drop. But Cavern of Souls off the top starts to dominate this game, because Kambal hits the board. Then we get some Drain. Yeah, the trick is I need to get a more important card than Unsettled Mariner into play before my Mariners are all dead. Is this main deck Plague Engineer? Okay, so they can minus and they even have the extra to pay. I'm going to sack Mimic. Mariner is still just way better. Alright, Jack, now is the time to give me the land. For fuck's sake. Alright, I mean, it's a play I can make, but I'm not happy about it. And now the secret's out. They know exactly what I'm doing. I think I win this game if I hit my third land drop, like 2 turns ago. They've done very little. The Unsettled Mariners are really strong. Like Realm Walker, Recruiter, Cannonball, all serious Magic cards. So, unfortunate. And let's see where it goes. We get 2 more games out of it. This is another one of those maybe tough matchups. It's not as bad as the Terminus deck, but this deck is built to 1-for-1 and then pull ahead. I think I want to discard a Realm Walker. I don't want to discard Realm Walker, but I will. Interesting they discarded Thoughtseize. Like, they could cast that and try to get me closer to Hellbent. They know my whole hand is full of spells. They plus Liliana before they brainstormed. There's some new changeling from Kaldheim that does something when your opponent forces you to discard it. Oh, it's the Changeling Lord, the Strictly Better Mistform Ultimus. When your opponent makes you discard that card, you can copy target permanent. I actually looked at that card, but I thought it would be a 4-drop that's too cute, and I have no way to actually use it. Alright, well, here's this. Time to draw a land. Pain in the ass. Because this game is very close on board without me playing the game. Like, they've done everything they want to do, and the game is still, like, kind of competitive. The time for Plague Engineer? Or is it time for Kolaghan's Command, just wiping me off the face of the planet? So... okay, I guess they don't have to pay twice. Oh, wait, yeah, they did have to pay twice. They just had it all. Okay, we're dead. I've seen enough. Build mull to 5. Miss all your land drops. There it is. When it's too late. Okay. So, does anything change here? In a lot of ways, I think my main deck is already the best deck I have to present. I guess Chalice of the Void could discard cantrips and fatal pushes, but it does not. It does not line up well with Kolaghan's Command, but that might not matter much. I don't think I want Masked Vandal, though that can hit Baleful Strix in a pinch if I need to attack. Gadok Teague isn't great here. This is like one of the control decks where it's not the best because their Wrath options are like Toxic Deluge, Dead of Winter, Kolaghan's Command, not a true Wrath, but definitely brutal against creatures. Like, all of those sort of things line up very poorly against Gadok Teague, or Gadok Teague lines up poorly against them. Yeah, I think I just want to present mostly my main deck again, but this time keep 7. Come the fuck on, deck. All right. I will keep and hope that they don't force my Aether Vial, because this is a lot of Noble Hierarchs. Oh, that just went right in. Okay, so drawing land is the dream. Actually, land doesn't even matter. I mean, I'll eventually want more lands, but it's not like I can cast anything in my hand even if I find the land. Right, so Hierarch. I'll play this Hierarch, and I can violin the other Hierarch, and then I have lots of mana to do stuff. And the way Unsettled Mariner works is it has to be in play when the targets are declared. So it's not like I can vial it in response to a Kolaghan's command and counter it, unfortunately. They did spend a card on that Hierarch, and I have another coming. So counter on that, draw. Ooh, Petitioners. I'm pretty sure I just want to get Mariner into play early and often. So they're not going to have Dead of Winter because their lands aren't snow. They could have Toxic Deluge, though, which is significantly worse for me. Let's just hope they don't have any of that. Even Blood Moon doesn't really matter because I have Hierarch, my one basic, and Aether Vial. Right, that's not Blood Moon mana anyway. Like, back to basics, same story. What I don't want is for them to pay 3 life right now. Do not change your life total. Feed the Swarm. Okay. The Swarm has fed. Alright, you lose life equal to its mana cost. Alright, so they take 3. So I think I want to violin Petitioners. And then, or no, I can just leave Vial on 2. Do not use Aether Vial's ability. Draw. Then I can play Mimic. So Mimic does give them an artifact for Kolaghan's command. Does that matter? Whatever. I'll play Mimic before combat. If it resolves... Oh wait, no, I don't have... Okay, yeah, I don't have enough advisors, so I'm not going to go for the Petitioners yet anyway. Yeah, so I can violin Tomic. In the end step, and then untap with 4 advisors. This K command. Oh, it's Lily the Last Hope. Don't love that. So that can kill Metallic Mimic. But I'll put Entomic in response. Let's get myself a 3/4 flyer for the deal. So Lily's gonna die. And I'm gonna leave Vial on 2, I think. As one of the more important cards in my deck is in my hand, and having it be a surprise is nice. I can cast anything else I draw. So, attack Liliana. that's going to happen regardless this turn. Now I'm insulated from discard spells. Extremely exposed to Wrath and K Command. Yeah, it's time to make something happen. This is the turn to start milling them out. I guess like this 3/4 flyer is pretty gas. Even if they have K Command and take out Mariner and Aether Vial, I'm still attacking for 4 a turn. Pyroblast targeting Mariner. Alright, yeah, that costs extra. No reason to respond there. So I'm going to draw a card with Horizon Canopy. Hopefully it's a advisor. Oh, you do not have Hull Breacher, you psycho. Oh no, they have K Command. So they're going to try to take these out in response. Petitioners. Then I'll float blue just to scare them. Let's see. Oh, let's draw a land. Land, please. Come on, deck. There's not many cards that aren't good here, and that's 2 of them. All right, well, they're on a 3-turn clock, though. They did get me pretty good. I sacked a mana source to draw a card thinking I had a lot of mana, and then K Command effectively took like 4 mana off my board, so I lost the Vial that could have gone up to 3, the Horizon Canopy, and the Noble Hierarchy. I lost 5 mana with 1 spell. That's fucked up. Kalitas. The lifelink on that can be a problem. All right, let's recruit Imperially. So do I want... Probably Realm Walker. It's probably just always Realm Walker. Unless it's Camball. Yeah, I think it might be Camball. I'm going to need to contest their life total a bit if I want to win this race. Alright, they obviously don't have Fatal Push, or they would have cast it there. If they fetch, they're dead to... Oh, there's that. That's a good one. Well, come on with the Liliana. How many of those do you play? The card's not even good. Alright, it's gonna get me here, though. Alright. We're in Advisor Town. So black, white, colorless. Officer John Campbell. I think... Oh wait, nope. They have Baleful Strix. I was about to fire in. That's not how this works. So can I race them on mill cards? Maybe. It'll be close. I need them to just like brick for a long time. If they find basically any removal spell, I'm completely fucked. But if I can stick another advisor, though this Liliana does eat Imperial Recruiter for free. Drawing a land lets me double advisor. That sucks. Fucking Liliana Tribal. I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed here. Persistent Petitioners is my worst creature, even though it's my win con here. If I draw a land, I can recruit for another one. That is my logic here. They're going to eat here, gain some life, speed up the clock. So I need a land right now. All right, come on, deck. Because if I don't find it right now, I'm just checked from Liliana, the last of the Veil. All right, land. All right, so getting Petitioners in versus recruiting. I can draw a card if I play Petitioners. Yeah, there's a lot to like about that. So, oh, and Recruiter just dies too. The Last Hope. So there's no rush on that one. So I can sack Horizon Canopy to draw a card in response to Liliana of the Veil's activation. They're going to play whatever they have. Okay. So each player discards a card, draw in response. All right, I'll discard Chalice of the Void. You had your chance. You didn't do anything. Okay, so I am going to get to mill them once, at least. Actually, it seems like exactly once. Unless I runner multiple. So I just need to draw like non-stop creatures for the rest of the game, basically. I considered putting Reflector Mage in the deck, but that only works with the human pivot. Alright, so red. Recruiter. So do I just want another Recruiter? Can I skip these across and go off that way? No, because like when they plus Liliana, the Last Hope, I have to tap, then I take 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm actually just dead on board. There's no way out of this if they play correctly. Yeah, so they plus, I mill them for 12, and then they attack for 8. Okay, yeah, I'm just dead. Got beat by the Planeswalkers. Okay, we lost to the 2 control decks, and we beat the 2 other decks. Let's go for that positive record here. On the draw for the final round, but we got a hand. I'm gonna keep it. Oh my god, is this Death and Taxes? Advisor versus Death and Taxes? The bad news is, okay, that was basically the best draw I could imagine. I was about to say the bad news is Wasteland wrecks me. But jumping ahead a little bit with Noble Hierarchy here, huge deal. If they have Wasteland Plow and then tick up the Vial, that's utterly horrific. If they don't do that, I'll probably recruit for a second Petitioners. I think Turbo Mill is how I have to win this game, because I'm not going to win a control game or a creature game. But I might be able to overtax their removal. And Phyrexian Revoker is not in these decks anymore. At least not usually. They certainly could play it, but they only have the 4 plows. Agetic Teague, not great here. Basically anything that's a legend isn't great because they play 3 Caracas. Alright, that's not Wasteland. Alright, don't care about that one. I play that one. LOL. Turns out I did care about that one a little bit. I am not going to take a turn off right now to play Aether Vial. I'm going to go for the turn 3 Petitioners. Yeah, and I think doubling up on petitioners makes the most sense. All right. Because then I'm insulated against the single swords to plowshares. So there's a lot to like about Realm Walker in this matchup, but yeah, I'm going for the turn 3 mill for 12. They thought I was humans, but suddenly something horrible happened. I have this Caracas that can control Thalia if she like picks up a sword or something that I don't want to deal with. All right, opponent's in the tank. You can't really tank about shit when you're on Death and Taxes. Don't you know about the chess clock? The good news is their own Thalia is going to tax their swords to plowshares, so if they want to survive the mill-related onslaught that's coming, it's going to cost more. So they have the mother. Caracas does not respect its mother. It's a bad child. I think mana denial is the way that they can fuck this up for me now. Oh wait, I don't have a turn 3. Noble Hierarch is not an advisor. I take it all back. Alright, there's their Caracas. Lining up very well against this Gaddock Teague of mine. So do I want to spend time putting Aether Vial into play? Like, I could play like Petitioner Aether Vial next turn instead of Petitioner Petitioner. And then that's just like another dimension the game continues to play on, and then I Petition plus Teague on the following turn to get my mill on. Yeah, that might be better. If this is Stoneforge Mystic, I probably have to play my Caracas, though. Oh, Meddling Mage. Interesting. Oh, no, they know I have Petitioner, and they don't know that I have 2 of them. God damn. What a blowout. Okay, well, at least now I can bounce Thalia. Damn. Can I remove that in the main deck? I don't even think I can. Alright, so green. Alright, I can cast Leovold, who is very good against Death and Taxes. So green, blue, black. Leovold, Emissary of Trust. No Wasteland, no Rishadenport. Give me cards. So my Caracas can beat up on their Thalia. I kinda am waiting for them to tick Vial up to 3 so they can't just throw Thalia back into play. Alright, they're leaving it at 2. Doesn't really matter. I'm mostly here to take damage off the board. I don't really care that Thalia is in play. Boing. Give it protection from white. Alright. That doesn't work, and they know it. So do I have attacks? And I guess Leovold attacks as a 4/4, which is pretty exciting. I did just unlock spells in their hand by bouncing their Thalia. But most spells they'd want to play would result in me drawing a card. What the shit? Wow! Wow! I guess I will decline drawing that. Jesus. Okay. Well, this went off the rails quickly. That's fucked. Maybe I should have left that Thalia in play. And now these Horizon Canopies are garbage, and I drew another fucking Petitioners? Okay. So Vial. I guess I might as well play the Teague. Do I even play the Teague? Because it costs life to play it. Yeah, whatever. I'll put it into play. Okay, that was a very nice sequence from them. But the Aether Vial can get the Petitioners into play. Just need to last that long. Mother of Runes, huge beating. All of their creatures are good at attacking now. Caracas at least saves the 2 damage. Yeah, I just need to get Aether Vial up to 2, and then I can pivot and still win this game. Hopefully I draw like Realm Walker or something really good along the way. Recruiter's also solid. Just things that are 2-for-1s are all good here. That was a sick play. I like that a lot. Alright, Teague you later. Alright, let's get that out of here. I'm taking 5s. So I go to 12, draw. Go to 7, draw. Go to 2, draw. I'm on a 3-turn clock, and a Horizon Canopy is going to make it a 2-turn clock if I have to cast spells. Alright, come on, give me a Realm Walker. Give me something that can just block this Meddling Mage. Masked Vandal, wow. Alright, well I don't have any creatures in my graveyard, but that is a 1/3. Yeah, I think just getting this 1/3 into play is more important than like chumping for a turn and destroying their Aether Vial. Like, I just don't care about that. Yep, I have nothing to exile, so you get to keep your Vial. It's weird that it targeted even if I don't exile. I guess that still works. I'm not going to play the Teague because of Horizon Canopy. I would play it if those were normal lands, just to like Rashad and port their Caracas. God, you have another card? Stop having cards! So Meddling Mage lines up pretty well against the deck that plays 7 copies of the same card. I'll just go on record saying that. Bounce Thalia. I'll block here. I take 6. This is a 1/3. So how about you just don't destroy my Aether Vial? Okay, yes. Can I have a spell, please? Okay, that's not bad. So now I can put Teague into play without taking damage. But I don't know if that actually does anything or helps me at all. So I guess if I cast Teague, right, I'm on a multi-turn plan here. So here's Teague. I can't like mill them now because then they attack for lethal. But I can set up multi-turn 1/3 army. God damn it. Stoneforge Mystic, so they can get Jitte now too. Alright, so my opponent drew a relevant spell every turn of this game and I didn't. So yeah, I'm just dead. I can't deal with that. Okay. They certainly have a more coherent deck than I do. So what can I do here? In Chalice of the Void, they probably have swords, or I know they have swords to plowshares because I've seen them, and I just have nothing. Like I have Aether Vials. I could Meddling Mage naming swords to plowshares, Hull Breacher kind of stuff, but then I'm off the advisor plan. Gaddock Teague is bad. So Teague is out. I'm pretty sure Chemball should come out too. And bring in some Meddling Mages. They can name swords to plowshares or something. And Chemball's just bad. They don't have a lot of spells, and it's a legend. At least Leovold draws a card. Tomic turns off Wasteland and Rashadenport, so that's a good one, even with Karakas around. All right. Yeah, we seem to have queued into a more coherent version of the same deck that we're playing. Chalice. Oh yes, keep. So I get to Aether Vial and then jam Chalice under my Aether Vial, or over my Aether Vial, I guess, as the case may be. So Advisor, Vial. All right, don't have Aether Vial, please. All right. This is about the best draw I could hope for, so let's hope it works. All right, Chalice is in. They don't get Aether Vial, they don't get Swords to Plowshares. Or they could have Containment Priest. Maybe I should put in Noble Hierarch in response to a fetch. I don't know if they could actually play Containment Priest because they have so many. They have Aether Vial in their deck. But I don't know. No reason to risk it. Okay, so are they just going straight to Batterskull? Yes. Okay, so I have a lot of options here. Ancient Zig. Yes. Put in Metallic Mimic. Name Advisor. Then I'll play this. I think I want to search up the Masked Vandal, or maybe I get a second. Maybe it's Realm Walker, actually. Yeah, like I don't think I care about Batterskull. Yeah, I'm just gonna get Realm Walker. Let's keep the card advantage flowing. Alright, I don't have any legends involved in this board state. They could breach my halls. We've seen that card. Skyclave Apparition, that's pretty good. They took my... Okay, I'm glad they didn't take my Aether Vial. Thanks for that. Yes. Draw. Vial in, Realm Walker. Oh, hell yeah. Get an Advisor off the top. Another Vial, don't care about that. I'm going to play my lands out because I might need lots of mana at a time with the Realm Walker. Alright, Mill 12 is online. We know about Batterskull. Aether Vial's not a good card to draw, but I have multiple Horizon Canopies to keep digging. Just gotta watch out for Hull Breacher. Council's Judgment, huh? Milieu. So they're probably going to take my Realm Walker here. That's got to be the most important card. And it's not particularly close. So maybe if they're sitting on a bunch of plows, they would go for the Chalice. I guess if they have plow, they would take Chalice and plow Realm Walker rather than take Realm Walker. So, 1 vote. Yeah, okay. I will vote for that one too. Alright, so I know that the top card isn't a good one. It's actually the worst card in my deck. But I can draw cards. No. So they can't Hall Breach me right now. Oh, Advisor. Just gonna draw all these cards while I can. Yeah. Found a pretty solid Advisor. Alright, the mill train continues. They can Caracas this one, but it does reappear. As long as I can stay above 4 advisors for... Okay, so they get hit for 12 cards. They're at 23. I need to just tread water at 4 advisors for the next 2 turns. Can't be the target of spells or abilities controlled by my opponents. Okay, they can still target my stuff with it, though. Alright, they're thinking about combat. Yeah, if they had bounced Tomic before combat, they would have been able to attack for 3, because I'm obviously tapping all my stuff. I'm going to mill them in response, just in case I spike the equipment that they want to get. I don't think I milled any equipments. Wow, Orzhov Pontiff. Watch out for that. Plague Engineer. Oh, this is an Esper deck. Okay, good to know. Okay, so always yield. And always no. This is going to be on 3 forever. Oh, sick. Alright, so... I guess I should leave Noble Hierarch as a blocker, and then, white. So now I can mill for 13 because I have the extra mana and the extra advisor, and I don't care if they bounce Tomic. This is going to be close. Yeah, leaving Noble Hierarch behind because it can block a creature with Sword of Fire and Ice is huge. So they could put in Batterskull, and then put in Sword of Fire and Ice and equip it. None of which I care a lot about. And they have to win now or have some way to shuffle their deck. Or their graveyard into their deck. Alright, Sophie, sure. Don't think any of this matters. Yeah, this looks good. I don't know what the plan is here, but not gonna win. So they attack with their creatures. I block with Noble Hierarch. And mill you for 1. For good measure. And then get the rest of your cards. I'm not at 4 life, so what's the plan here? Did you board in an Emrakul? No, they're just conceding. All right, we did it. The petitioners were too persistent. On to the final game of the final round. Playing for everything. I don't think my sideboard improves at all. That was basically my nut draw, just on the play, Aether Vial into Chalice of the Void with Noble Hierarch and Solid Mana the whole way. So, let's see if I can do that again. But a positive record with this deck would just make me so happy. Alright, Vial. I'll keep a Vial hand. I also have 2 Wastelands that can beat up on their Caracases. And then my Legends got a lot better. Alright, we both kept 7. They didn't have Vial. Alright, Advisor. I did have Vial. Do you have Spell Pierce? Nope. Alright, so I have my Masked Vandal, which is the spiciest one of in my deck in this particular matchup. Yeah, but let's put a counter on that. Ancient Zig. Mimic, name Advisor. I led on this because I'd rather lead on this and have the Unsettled Mariner around for the future. Because Unsettled Mariner is a way that I can counter a... Like, I can pressure Umezawa's Jitte, I can pressure sort of Fire and Ice with it. Like, there's a lot of value to be had in this card later in the game that Mimic... But Mimic is strong enough that it's worth plowing, so that was basically a Lightning Rod. I did see some Path to Exiles when I was milling them out last game, so this could be scary. Am I getting back to basics? Oh, Flicker Wisp. Yeah, sure. So that'll reset Aether Vial. Luckily it wasn't super high anyway. I would still prefer that didn't happen, but it's not a big deal. Alright, now it's time for Mariner. Like, if they do just cast Jitte and equip, then they can't kill off Mariner right away. Though I don't think I'm winning a game where they have Jitte right now. I might not be winning a game where they just have Flicker Wisp right now. That's a 3-1 flyer. Right, more Wasteland. Get that out of here. So they could have Hull Breacher. So I want to dance around that with my Horizon Canopy. Alright, there you go. You got your Hull Breacher. I don't have a creature in my graveyard for Masked Vandal, though this Recruiter is going to be pretty good. Marsh Flats. So that they have access to their black mana now. Yeah, I think just crushing with Hull Breacher here makes a lot of sense. I'm not ready to block yet. I think Mariner still has some upside. If they have the Plague Engineer, that sucks, but like, it only actually kills Recruiter, but that is a big one to kill, don't get me wrong. Oh, they have Flicker Wisp. That's actually a big deal. They're flickering, wisping, they're flickery, wispy. So that resets my Aether Vial for longer, and it untaps Flicker Wisp. Like, that's just strictly better. Oh, they're just looping Flicker Wisp forever? Okay, so they're just dancing their wisps around? Are they playing around sweepers? Not sure what that's for. I guess they can remove one of my permanents in the end step, attack for 9. Oh, whatever. Is there a better way to sequence this? Oh, I can vial in Recruiter for a second Mariner, and that'll blow up all of that. Alright, please don't have Stifle. Alright, got another Mariner. Okay, so now their Wisps can't flicker one of my things. And I'm on that mill 12 life. I hope they try to flicker one of my things. Because they either get their Wisp stifled or they lose one of their things for their whole turn. Yeah, that was sweet. I think they got a little too tricky with flickering their own Flicker Wisp there. Alright, yeah, so they're just throwing it into the sun. It's accepting the stifle. Still not in, like, super great shape here. I do need to block Hull Breacher this turn, just to be alive next turn. I guess I could offer the trade. That might make more sense. Though, Plague Engineer, I think they would have pre-combated it if they had it, though. No, I'll just block like this. I advise you to mill 12. I'm not winning this race, by the way. Oh, and they are a Stifle deck, too. Great. Alright, yeah, so I am almost certainly dead now. What are they targeting? They're targeting the Petitioners. And they have the mana to make it work. Yeah, this is bad. So that doesn't even change the clock. Always yield, always no. Alright, so I can just cast these two things and attack for 4. Like, I guess I have to pivot onto the beatdown here. Advisor. They don't have a target. Awkward. Best card in my deck in a lot of situations, except that not this one. Suddenly, pivoting onto the beatdown plan, can I get 17 damage across the finish line before they attack twice? I doubt it. I remember when I said I might just be dead to Flicker Wisp? Oh, well, it turns out that's a little bit true. And Hull Breacher doesn't have an attack there, but it doesn't need one. Do I even have an out? I don't think so. Wow, that's bad. I guess it doesn't matter because it's going to get countered. It's just a 2-2. 2-2 is still pretty good. It's just bodies on the ground. So Realm Walker or Imperial Recruiter are the draws that could do anything. And that was neither of them. And they have Hull Breacher in play, so that doesn't even help. Guess I should attack with everything, hope they block with Hull Breacher. That gives me a redraw, but I don't think there's anything in my deck. Like, I don't play a Plague Engineer. Yep, they got me. Bummer. So close. Do a positive record. All right. Unfortunately, after the excitement of the first round, this league fell off the rails a little bit. We got punished by the mana, which we knew would be a problem. Like, this is essentially a 5-color deck with weird synergies. Like Caracas, like that game where we drew like Caracas, Horizon Canopy, Wasteland when we needed to cast Leovold was bad. It's just kind of awkward too. And I'm playing some weird cards like Metallic Mimic to make the advisors, make enough advisors to fill a deck. But things we did learn is that Realm Walker was actually sweet. Persistent Petitioners can win games. 7 might be too many. I suspect there might be a version of this deck that's tuned better. Forest might be the wrong basic. There's a number of things. You might not even want Noble Hierarch. Like, maybe that's better as Mother of Runes if you're going to play a 1-drop human. Maybe you just don't play this at all. What would you play instead? Maybe something like Mox Amber, because there are a lot of legends in the deck. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do with this shell, and it's pretty cool. If anybody has a shell, works on this, if anyone has any plan for this, just fire it off in the comments. I will read anything, look at any list. And I thought this was a lot of fun, a fun deck building experiment, fun to play. Got some awesome screenshots for the old Twitter. So thanks for watching, Eric. Thanks for the deck. This was great. Everyone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.